Alright, we're going to practice some problems from the in-class assignment here, just so we can restate our properties when it involves negatives. So first we look at the top here, and there's nothing to distribute or move there. Everything's taken care of. We are going to be dividing, but then we look at the bottom and we have to take care of this exponent. The x is raised to the negative 4, but the 2 has an exponent of 1, so when we distribute that, we're going to get at the bottom, we're going to get 2 to the 3 and x to the negative 12. Then on top, we still have 2x to the negative 4. Then we continue to simplify this, and 2 to the 3, or third power, it's 8. 2 stays. We still have this. Remember, it looks like we're doing step by step. You can skip some of these steps once you know what you're doing. So now we're going to start reducing this. And remember, when you reduce the numbers, that just becomes 1 over 4. And then you're trying to reduce the x's. So when you take x to the negative 4th power divided by x to the negative 12, you're doing negative 4 minus negative 12, which becomes 8. So you have x to the 8, and because it's positive, it's going to go on top. So our final answer is x to the 8 over 4. You could write it with the 1 or x over 8 to the 4. It's the same answer. Our next problem, remember this is a video, you can rewind it if you need to. Our next problem, again, we're dividing, which means that as far as the exponents we're subtracting, there is no other whole number, so we're going to go ahead and keep that. And then we're doing the x's, and that is, that 4 is written in a weird way. This goes here. So 3 take away negative 4 is 7, so x to the 7. Then I have the y's, and that is negative 1 minus 0 is y to the negative 1. And right now I'm just writing everything out. Then we'll decide what goes on top or the bottom. And then I have z to the negative 1 minus 0 is z to the negative 1. Then I keep the positive exponents on top, negative exponents to the bottom. We could write it this way, or we do not have to show the 1, so it's 3x to the 7 over yz. Either answer is acceptable. Number 22, we have y to the 4 times, remember the dot means time, and then we have with the exponent over here, so the 2 has the exponent of 1 and the x has the exponent of 1. When we distribute the power, we're going to get 2 to the negative 3, x to the negative 3, and y to the negative 12. All times x and y. Then we go ahead and, since we're multiplying, we take the properties of multiplication, and the 2 has nothing, so we keep that. Again, I'm going to do the negatives at the end. X to the 1 times x to the negative 3. We're adding 1 plus negative 3. That's x to the negative 2. Y to the 4 times y to the negative 12. We're adding 4 plus negative 12. That's y to the negative 8. And now I take care of what goes on top or bottom. 2 to the negative 3 actually is 1 over 2 to the 3. X to the negative 2, the same thing, 1 over x to the 2. And same thing with y to the negative 8, 1 over y over negative 8. Y to the 8. And the last thing, we keep the 1. 2 to the 3rd power is 8, x squared, y 8. Number 23. Again, if we take care of this, this is to the 1. This becomes 2 to the negative 3rd power. 0 times 3 is 0, so we have x to the 0. And y to the negative 6. times 2x3y. So then we take care of the numbers next. So remember, this has an exponent of 1. So that's 2 to the negative 2. That is x to the 3. And this is y to the negative 5. And now we can take care of everything else. This is going to be below. So 1 over 2 squared x. Oh, the x goes on top because it's positive. Y goes at the bottom because it's negative. And then we finish it off with x to the third, 4y to the fifth. That's our final answer on number 23. And now, number 24. This is a negative exponent. So we take care of what we have on top. This is multiplying. So for now, we just multiply. We have 2x to the 5, x to the negative 3. Then we're dividing. We keep the 2, and we subtract those. So 5, take away negative 3, is negative 8, which means that we have, that's going to go at the bottom. So we have 2 on top, because this is to the 1, so it's on top, x to the 8. Again, you can repeat that by rewinding this. And our last problem is this big one, or at least it looks big. Everything is inside the parentheses. So we got to apply the 0 power. And like I said in our notes, anything to the 0 power is 1. So our entire top, even though it looks like a lot, it's 1. Then this is to the negative. So if we had 0 minus negative 3, that makes it positive. So we keep the 2 at the bottom, x to the third on top. 0 minus negative 4 is positive, y to the 4 on top. 0 minus negative 2 makes it positive, z to the 2 on top. So to kind of finalize this, it should look like this. 1/2 x third, y 4, z to the 2. That's our final answer on this one. So it looked like we were going to do a lot, but that 0 power made everything on top 1.